Hello there everyone and welcome to this Star Wars Vintage Collection action figure review. You're watching Green Card Back, my name is Joe, and today we're taking a look at the reissued Star Wars Vintage Collection VC31, Obi-Wan Kenobi based on his appearance in Attack of the Clones. With the Disney Plus Obi-Wan Kenobi show just days away, interest in Ewan McGregor's take on the venerable Jedi Master is at an all-time high. Hasbro's doing their bit to build the hype with this choice of re-release, giving us the best available 1/18th scale version of an Episode 2 Obi-Wan with a new photoreal paint deco. I've always been a fan of how the prequel film logos look on these cards, and this is no exception. You can see Obi-Wan comes packed wearing his robe and with his two accessories on display alongside him. And here we can see the Vintage Collection Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan Kenobi off of the card. If you've owned any of Hasbro's prequel era Jedi characters before, then you already know what to expect with his soft goods robe. It's billowy and a little big, but overall it's not too bad. Remove the robe and you can see Kenobi in his more form-fitting Jedi outfit. The sculpt is okay, with the costume looking much as you would expect, but it's immediately noticeable that Kenobi's forearms are just too long. This is a shame as it throws the figure's proportions right off. By turning him around you can better see the soft goods lower tunic and details on his utility belt. Here you can also see the hole in his belt where you can plug in his Comlink communicator. Taking a close look at the head then, we can see that the sculpt is okay, but it is definitely dated by today's standards. The likeness is passable enough as Ewan McGregor, but it's nowhere near the quality that we're used to seeing in 2022. The Vintage Collection Obi-Wan Kenobi comes with a ball-jointed head, swivel hinge shoulders and elbows, swivel wrists, a ball-jointed torso, and swivel hinge hips, knees, and ankles. The hip joints are pretty clunky, with Kenobi being able to stand with his legs close together or in a super wide stance. This could be made to work with swivel thighs or ankle rockers, but with those points of articulation missing, you can't get him into too many action poses. However, you can get a decent two-handed weapon grip with his lightsaber, which in my view is essential for Jedi and Sith characters. The two-handed weapon grip leads us nicely onto taking a look at Kenobi's accessories, and we may as well start with the lightsaber. This is okay. It's a standard lightsaber accessory with a flared blade rather than the smooth version that we sometimes see. The problem is that the hilt is noticeably based on Kenobi's Episode 1 lightsaber rather than the version that he wielded in Attack of the Clones. The second accessory is his Comlink. This is decently painted and sculpted, it fits well in his hand and attaches securely to his belt, as we've already seen. Let's move on to the comparison shots. Here you can see VC31 Kenobi next to a VC103 Clone Wars Obi-Wan, giving us two sequential 3.75 inch versions of the character next to one another. Next up we have Kenobi with the Evolutions Attack of the Clones Anakin Skywalker. And finally, we have VC31 Kenobi next to a reissued VC32 Anakin Skywalker, also from Attack of the Clones. Despite being Anakin's story, Attack of the Clones is arguably at its strongest when Obi-Wan Kenobi is at the centre of the action. With the film having celebrated its 20th anniversary this month, and with the Kenobi series coming up fast, it makes total sense for Hasbro to re-release this figure. Yeah, all that being said, the VC31 Obi-Wan Kenobi needed more than just photoreal paint apps to warrant being re-released at full price in 2022. New lower arms and lower legs should have been essential updates for this release, and if Hasbro were to do that much, then maybe a new head sculpt should have been on the cards as well. As such, a reissued Vintage Collection VC31 Obi-Wan Kenobi ends up being a missed opportunity. If you're hyped for the Kenobi show and have money to burn, then you could do worse than pick up this figure. But otherwise you're probably going to be better off to wait for the inevitable Disney Plus Kenobi Vintage Collection release that we're hopefully going to get in the not too distant future. Anyway, that is all I've got for you this time. Have you got the Vintage Collection Obi-Wan Kenobi action figure? Do you want to get it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Otherwise, check out this playlist for more Vintage Collection videos. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time for more Star Wars action figure reviews.